Don't get me wrong, some of my closest friends are therapists. There is an important place for therapy in our culture, and it's a wonderful collective improvement that having a therapist has been normalized in the past few years. We all need someone we can talk to who can help us understand ourselves and the way that we relate to our experiences. But therapy is not enough. That's why many of my clients are referred to me by their therapists. Their therapists know that they need to be working on the body, and some of them even know that their clients need someone who can support them with a spiritual framework for their reality. Understanding yourself intellectually is important. But I have worked with many people who can spit back to me their psychological diagnoses, tell me how their mother was a narcissist and how they're struggling with codependency, but they still lack love for themselves. They still struggle with their emotions and their relationships. Understanding the way we operate is important, and I would argue that knowing ourselves intimately is one of the main reasons we chose to incarnate. But knowing yourself intellectually is only a piece of the puzzle. It doesn't create change if you're not really working within the body. So what arises in the body? The chemical reactions that we call feelings. Feelings are a response to the way our minds perceive the world. The way they arise for us is personal to us, but the feelings themselves are universal. We all feel grief, anger, shame, but not everybody gets hurt feelings over the same things. The way our feelings arise and how we relate to those feelings is part of the investigation that's necessary to understanding ourselves so that we can grow. Many people know the basic ways that they relate to things. Some people are very unconscious in this area, and there is no shame in that. Our psyches respond in unique ways to protect ourselves. Most human beings on the planet have an unconscious fear of their feelings. That's why they become repressed. Even if you are a deeply feeling person, the truth is that unless you have deeply excavated the depth of emotion within you, and I'm talking about potentially years of grieving, you probably have some emotions that you are unconsciously afraid of. You might be wondering why it matters if the emotions are unconscious. Well, it probably doesn't matter if your life is going the way that you want it to. If you feel really good in your body with no physical pain, no anxiety, no depression, no reliance on pharmaceuticals or recreational drugs, no avoidance tactics, no addictions, your relationships couldn't be better, and you absolutely love who you are. But if one or more of those areas of your life need some work, looking at your relationship to yourself and the way that you relate to your emotions is a good first step to healing. Talking about your feelings in therapy is not the same thing as feeling your feelings. Talking to your friends about your feelings is not healing. Venting is not processing your feelings. I know a lot of people who use talking about their feelings as a way to avoid feeling them. And I used to be one of those people. I would pick up the phone, I'd call my mom or I'd call a friend when I was feeling a certain way about something, and I'd talk about that feeling. If I was angry, I usually got angrier. If I was sad, talking helped me to not be with the sadness. So I'm not saying that having a conversation about things in your experience isn't helpful. I am a very analytical person, and I am always thinking about my experiences and processing them with my closest friends and family. It's incredibly helpful for me. But I noticed that during a period of time, I was picking up the phone to talk to somebody, and it was an avoidance tactic. It was often during a time when I needed to go inward and tend to my own heart. Tending to your hurt is your job. It's not one that you can outsource to anyone else. You have to learn how to self-soothe. Knowing you feel something is not the same thing as feeling it. Maybe you sense that there's something there and you notice it for a quick second and then you open Instagram. Or you get angry for a second and then you immediately push it down because you don't believe it serves anybody to be angry. That is not feeling your feelings. It might be feeling them for a hot second, but it is not providing a safe space within you for the feeling to be completed so it can be released. In most cases, the feeling stays stuck because you don't actually know how to feel it. You have to learn how to feel, period. We are feeling beings. Feelings are our navigation system. They are a bestower of wisdom. If you don't know how to feel your feelings, you're missing out on a lot of information. Most deeply feeling people think that they feel a lot, but really their tolerance for feeling is quite low. When they do feel, it feels big, and it feels big because there is so much inside. And it can also feel big because we don't know how to be with it. Why increase your tolerance for feeling? Because your feelings stop being a problem. The biggest pain point people have in relationship to their feelings is that they're there. The hard ones, the grief, the rage, guilt, shame, and fear. The presence of these emotions makes people feel like something is wrong. And obviously it's a little bit more complex with fear because that is a signal that there's something wrong, but that's for another time. When you increase your capacity to feel your feelings and you begin to learn about yourself through those very feelings you've been habituated to reject, your feelings become a gift instead of a punishment. Understanding the way that you relate to your emotions and how to increase your capacity to hold what arises within you is what I teach in my one-on-one program, The Way Through. Enrollment is open and you can learn more via the link in my bio or wherever you find those links or at pushingbeauty.com. And as always, I always love hearing from you. You're welcome to email me at hello@pushingbeauty.com. Until next time.